All right, cool. What's going on, guys? My name is Shardell Ahmad, also known as Sharoo, and let's talk about two sides. Definitely one of my more favorite tracks, specifically for like a little the beat switch portion, not the first one, but the second one. Let's talk about the lyrics. So here we got the verse. I don't know who I can trust these days. It's like the closer that I get, the more they turn into strays. The words hollow, sell you off for a follow. Watching my area move, I'm keeping my feelings bottom, but it's crazy how they plotting. Yeah, I don't know who I can trust these days. I feel as if that's pretty self-explanatory. It's like the closer that I get, the more they turn into strays. The words hollow, sell you off for a follow. Watching my every move, I'm keeping my feelings bottled. You know, sometimes it's best to stay silent and move in silence. You know, when you talk about everything that you're gonna be doing, when you talk about how you're gonna be doing certain things, people can use those words against you, and it's better be safe than sorry in my book. Especially in the case of, people who you feel as if might be a little shifty, you better be watchful. Shotty went from in my crib topless to a trending topic. Y'all don't leave me with many options if I go bad. Everybody come with their opinions, social media millions. I'm focused on the millions ahead of me. So definitely my favorite line is the Shotty went from in my crib topless to a trending topic. So what I'm trying to insinuate here is that anyone that gets with Sharoo, is going to get a lot of clout and get famous. Ladies, if you want to take notes, by all means, please do. Y'all don't leave me with many options if I go bad. Everybody come with their opinions, social media millions. I'm focused on the millions ahead of me. Sometimes people just like follow the herd sort of thing. I would like to say that I'm a trendsetter. Whether or not that's the reality is a different case. But regardless and irrespective of whatever the case actually may be, I'm focused on the millions ahead of me. It's not really necessarily all about the money. It's more so just about becoming the best person that I can be, even though I do obviously specifically reference money in here. But whenever it comes to this line and the specifics and just like in general, y'all trying to reconnect and won't tether me ever. You were my dog back in school, but our pedigree severed. Thought it was clever, my payback will be glorious. Plans big as notorious. So Notorious Big, one of the greatest rappers ever, obviously. And as far as like what the whole representation of this 4-bar sequence, it's more so just trying to be like, once you're out of my life, you're out for good. You can't reconnect it. It won't tether me, connect, You were my dog back in school, but our pedigree severed. So pedigree meaning obviously referring to like, pedigrees, you're typically referring to like the dog food. That's the number one. And then pedigree also like you were my dog, meaning like you were like my fam, you were like my blood, or you were close to me. But now we've got our separate ways and things are different now. See me in the streets off of handshakes, I just leave them hanging like some ornaments. Tax bracket advancing, you think it was a tournament. Every day my eyes open, wake up to a new opponent. You pulling stunts when I'm still growing. It isn't like you're still trying me even though I'm getting stronger, like I'm doing better in life. Tax bracket advancing, you think it was a tournament. Bracket advancing meaning like, if you're a fan of March Madness or just a fan of any tournament in general, like bracket refers to like the draw or like how the opponents are laid out and who they're facing and who will be facing who in whatever said round. Every day my eyes open, wake up to a new opponent. You pulling stunts when I'm still growing. Can't find myself amongst lost souls, booking out more shows. It's dope, but I love when I make that hormone. By far, one of my most favorite lines of all time, specifically referring to the last part, but let's dissect the earlier parts a little bit. Can't find myself amongst lost souls, booking out more shows. More so just referring to the fact that, I'm not gonna get lost in the crowd. I'm gonna find my way, and whenever I get on my path, I'm headed towards my goal. So the famous line, for me at least, it's dope, but I love it when I make that hormone. I'm gonna make sure like the lyrics spell it out. So like, just in case like, for anyone who heard the song for the first time, or if you're just like hearing it now or whatever the case may be, you understand what I was trying to say here. So it's dope, as in like dope, like that's dope. But I love when I make that hormone. Hormone meaning like, obviously like sexually speaking, like whore, like who's the whore? I don't know. I'm a halal dude. That's all I'm gonna say. But that's not what I was going for here. As far as dopamine, I actually meant dopamine as in the hormone. And then when I said hormone, I meant hormone as in hormone is in the body, referencing biology. And that's definitely the dopest bar that I've probably ever fabricated. And as far as the story behind this, so I have one of my friends, her name's Arisa, she goes to school with me. First of all, good luck on your USMLE, if you haven't taken it by now. And so like one day she was just like, she learned that I made music, or Sharoo made music, if you will, this guy right here. And she was like, yo, can you make like a rap for this unit? And like, yeah, I think it was like, it had to do with like cell biology, neurology was probably involved in it in some shape or form. And this line was in there. And I held on to it ever since then. That was about like a year and a half ago. And then we got the, hey, hey, hey. And she rockin' with my shit, and she pop it and she like it when she riding on my dick, hopping up and down, especially treated like a pogo stick. So I'll give a very, very small backstory as far as this goes. So initially, I was supposed to have the dopamine, and I love when I make that hormone line like echo, and it was supposed to be like hormone, like pan left and right and sort of stuff. I'm pretty sure I may have explained this in an interview, but yeah, like this, I realized there's supposed to be like a little triplet flow, but cause like this hormone part thing didn't work out, and I was just trying to figure out what else I could replace it with, and then I came up with this, and then I was like, yo, this is not enough. There needs to be something different here. And then I was like, okay, let me try a different voice. And then I went like, and she rock it with machine, and she pop it, and she lock it, and then I held the nose, and it got even more, and then I did some distortion, did some EQ, and then it is what you hear now. So. There's not really any lyrical special meaning behind any of this. It's just supposed to go hard, and hopefully, I hope you find the girl in your life that will treat your dick like a pogo stick, dude. Good luck with that. Now we're into the second beat switch. They're taking so many shots at my character, I think they should film it. Only answer to my troubles is to stand on resilience. Here ain't no more circles. The less they know that can't nobody hurt you. I overestimated people and then more virtues. I feel like the last line kind of encapsulates like the whole 4-bar sequence. It's like sometimes you give more people credit than what they're due for. And then I think I've definitely talked about this either in this lyrical explanation video or maybe another. Sometimes it's best to keep silent, and sometimes it's honestly better for people to not know a lot about you sometimes, because when people know the deepest and darkest secrets, or the things that they know, like are necessarily bad about you, bad meaning they can be turned against you. They can, and sometimes they will, unfortunately, use that information against you. And it's not exactly the greatest thing in the world. So just protect yourself, guys. At any moment, I can start to get even. Link the footage of my ex in a teaser. Not time in a beezer. Start exposing what you do in your leisure. But if I play the same game, it's not a legal procedure. These are just bars for the sake of kind of just saying shit. There's not really like anything to be said like that's like lyrically, like obviously some of the shit's kind of like out of pocket, but there isn't necessarily anything that has like a deep meaning as far as anything else goes, except maybe for like the last one. But if I play the same game, it's not a legal procedure. Sometimes whenever you do things in life, other people might be able to get away with it, but whenever you do it, all of a sudden it's a problem. For the fake homies that snaked on me, I hope it's worth it. I hate to see the bros fall victim to the circus. Quarter my enemies to make a purchase. How did I deserve it? I guess the flex was more urgent, turned you to a serpent. So yeah, I think like the last line encapsulates basically the whole gist of this little next 4-bar sequence. Sometimes what people will do you dirty for the smallest of gains, or for the most trivial of gains, and those are not the people you want to keep in your life. So that's why I was like, for the fake homies that snaked on me, I hope it's worth it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that really talks about everything that's in there. It's all bad car dash to the car crash, and everything in your possession turn to pure ash. Phone ringing to reconcile. I look at old pictures full of faces that's X'd out in exile. So I feel as if, karma's a bitch, simply put. And, I feel as if, I do believe in it to some degree, and I feel as if you always get what you deserve, or you always reap what you sow, or whatever the phrase may be. And I don't necessarily wish bad upon these people, but like I had mentioned in like the previous 4-bar sequence, like I hope it's worth it. So I hope that kind of explains that. I look at old pictures full of faces that's X'd out in exile. I've definitely like talked about this before, either in this explanation or like in the other one, or like in another one. Once you're out for good. And I wish you the best. Have it your way. And yeah, that's two sides.